Hello, it's Chris Groves, and welcome to the Bing training of CPA Masters Academy. I'd just like to go over kind of an overview of Bing ads and where your ads are going to be displayed. So, obviously, if you're newer, this is good information. If you've already done this before, you probably already know this. So, basically, when you advertise on Bing, you're going to be advertising across the Bing search network, which I'm sure you're familiar with, Bing.com. Your ads will also appear on MSN.com and Yahoo. And there's actually third-party sites. So there's sites that actually host Bing ads and are partnered with Bing. Your ads will display there. One of the big ones that I can think of right off the top of my head is local.com. If you ever go to local.com and you do a search, your ads are going to show up there. So let me just go ahead and show you an example. We're just going to type in surveys, right? Because we know ads are going to show up for surveys. And then all these are ads at the top here. So we have SurveyMonkey over on the right. These are all ads. So you can kind of see what your competition looks like. So whenever it comes to picking an offer, especially with Bing or Google, any type of PPC or search traffic, always check out what your competition is doing. You want to check out which landing pages they're using. That's just going to basically help you. You kind of get an edge on your competition. So it depends on what you're going to be promoting. If you're doing weight loss, do some different searches for weight loss across the network you're going to be advertising in. Then you can kind of get an idea of what's working and what's not. So that's an overview of Bing, what the actual search engine looks like, and then same thing for MSN and Yahoo. Let's go over to Bing Ads. I'm actually logged in here, or let me actually start here. So if you don't have a Bing Ads account, you're going to want to just sign up and create an account. So I'll go ahead and click on sign up. All right, and then you're going to click up sign up for Bing Ads. And this is assuming you don't have an account, and basically you can sign up with an existing email address. Since I already have an account, I don't need to go through this process again. Basically, all you want to do is follow the steps, right? So use an existing, or you can create a new email address which would connect to a Microsoft account. So you can connect it with your Yahoo. You can connect it with your Yahoo email address. If I was to go through and do this, it's going to say that I already have an account. Okay, I'll just go as far as it lets me. So it wants me to sign in already. So you're going to go through and create an account. After you create an account and verify it, then you're going to be able to log into Bing Ads, which is what I have here. Let me go to the Home tab and kind of show you. So when you log in, you usually default to either the Home or Campaigns tab. And let me just kind of give you an overview. This Home tab kind of shows you your overall clicks for all the campaigns you're running. You can see your average cost per click. If you go to the Campaigns tab, you want to familiarize with it, and I'll go over all the things in Bing too. This is the Campaigns tab. This is where you're going to create your actual ads. This is where you're going to create your campaigns. And I'm going to go over what ad groups and the settings and things like that are as well. So you're going to learn all about that in the Bing training. If you go over here to tools, there's the new keyword planner in Bing, which basically lets you do research on, for example, I'll actually go and show you guys really quick since this is an overview video. So for example, let's go back and we type in surveys, and you can put in your landing page too. I don't have one now, but you should be able to just click get suggestions, and it's going to give you the average monthly search volume in Bing. So this is going to give you an idea of how many searches are in Bing at any given time of the year. So it looks like in April it hit the peak, and it's pretty consistent, about 50,000 searches. It looks like it dipped down in December, but it's picking back up. You're looking at about 50,000 searches a month. Okay, so we could try another one. Let's just try weight loss. That's a pretty big topic. All right, there it is. Wow, that's a lot of searches right there. 440,000 recorded. So, bam, it looks like it's just it just got a lot in February. If you look at that, 5 million searches. Wow. And then here, not as much, but still a lot, 483,000. So February was a big month. So this is great data that you can go off to help you find keywords, and you're going to be able to add these to your campaigns. So that's one of the great tools. And there's some other tools that we're going to go over, such as the Bing Ads Editor, Campaign Planner. So you want to familiarize yourself mostly with the Campaigns tab, and the tools is where I would start. But once you create a campaign, there's so much more that you can do. We'll talk about getting into tracking and things like that. We'll do an example campaign. That's just an overview of Bing so far. I think the next thing to do is we're going to set up a campaign, and don't worry, you'll get comfortable with it. It's not too hard. If it's your first time in here, there's a little bit of a learning curve. You just have to kind of understand where everything is. And then once you understand where everything is, it's really quite easy after that. So I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching. Hey, it's Chris, and welcome to the Bing campaign setup. I'm going to go ahead and just walk you through setting up a campaign in Bing and also how to do some tracking as well. So let's go ahead and get started then. The best thing to do is just to dive right into it. So let me just pull up our Max Bounty demo account here. We're going to go ahead and log into that. Got to make sure I have it right. Okay, perfect. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and get that pulled up here, and then we're going to go back over to Bing Ads. We're going to do our very first campaign. Now, in this campaign, we're going to be doing a direct linking campaign. So, direct linking, of course, just as it sounds, is you're sending traffic straight to the offer. Typically, you can build a landing page in front, or sometimes an advertorial to pre-sell your visitors. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. So let's go ahead and set that up. Here's some things that you want to keep in mind with Bing. So I'm going to give you guys some campaigns that do well with direct linking as well. There's offer 7333. This is really cool. This is a disability guide. It pays $11 per lead. There's also this payday loan offer. It's 100-day loans. This pays $90 for submit. They're a little bit harder to get though. So this one's definitely doing really well in Bing. There's also Gobble Gobble Loans, which has a pretty good EPC. Another tip I want to give you guys is if you're using a particular traffic source, such as Bing PPC, you can contact your affiliate manager anytime because offers are always changing in the network, meaning they're bringing new offers on. I mean, Max Bounty is probably bringing on 10 to 15 new offers every single day. So they're very good at making suggestions, and you just tell them, you can go to your affiliate manager, either email them, and let me just show you right here. So here's our affiliate manager. You can send her an email. Even add them on Skype and ask them, hey, what are some offers that convert good with Bing PPC? And they're going to make some suggestions for you, because what they have is they're able to see the entire network stats, meaning they're able to see, it's kind of like a bird's eye view, right? They're able to see the entire map. It's like if you don't know where you're going, they have kind of the map and say, hey, based on this history, it looks like these offers convert good with Bing PPC. So that's something just to keep in mind. One thing I do want to tell you is like the disability offer here. I'm going to go to it just to show you this disability guide that's one page. There's a lot of offers you'll notice. You'll start to come across. Let me log back in. You'll notice that it says request approval to run. That's pretty normal. Usually the really good offers do say that. I'll just be straight up honest with you guys. If it's a really good offer, usually you're gonna have to request approval. And now that's nothing to be worried about. Let me just show you. You're just gonna say, request approval to run. They want some information about your campaign. Now these questions are a little bit, you don't really know how many number of clicks you're gonna send a day or leads you're gonna send a day. So if I was requesting this offer, you're just going to put something like 500 and then leads just do 50, and you can put the same for every campaign. The type of traffic you'll be using, well, they just want to know what you're going to be using. If you're using Bing, then you're going to put search, and then they just want a little paragraph of how you're going to run the campaign. So you can just say, I plan on running this campaign using only Bing PPC and direct linking only, using approved creatives. And a creative is like basically what the advertiser gives you. And then you can click send request. So that's all. They just want to know more about how you're promoting it. And then the reason why there's requests for approval to run, they usually keep it that way, especially on more sensitive offers, or offers that produce good results request approval. So after you send request, you usually will get approved. If it's Monday through Friday, you're probably going to get approved within 24 hours. If you have your affiliate manager on Skype, you can send them a Skype message, which is the best way to communicate with them, and just say, hey, I just applied for campaign 7333 disability guide, and I want to run it. So that's just something to keep in mind when it comes to running offers. So let's go back and let's go ahead and set up a campaign with one of the URLs that we created earlier. So in the tracking video, let me go over to links. We actually created a URL already, a tracking URL. So I'm going to go ahead and grab it. We're going to go ahead and just run my success system revealed. We created a couple of different examples. So we'll have this pulled up, and let's go ahead and create a campaign in Bing. This is our very first campaign, so let's go ahead and make this happen. You're going to go to the Campaigns tab if you're not already there. I'm already logged into Bing, and you're going to go to Create Campaign, and you're going to do a Search and Content campaign. Okay, this is what it looks like here. We're going to go through and we're going to just name everything. So once again, I like to do this. I like to type in MB, then we'll name it Success System. Choose the time zone that's appropriate for you. Hopefully it's already defaulted for you. Leave it at $5 for now, and then one thing you want to make note of is, well, does this offer allow other countries? Well, let's go find out. We're going to go to Search Campaigns. And then we're going to go to BizOp, and then we're going to do search. Okay, and then let's just go find it. Let's see where it is here. Success system revealed. And you just want to make sure this is United States only. So this is where it tells you. So you're not going to want to run traffic to Canada because you're not going to get paid on it. So you're going to come back to Bing ads. We're only going to United States. We only want to show ads to people in your targeted location. Okay. I know it says recommended here. I always just do people in your targeted location because we're only going to get paid on people in the US, not someone searching about the US. Okay, now we're going to create a relevant ad title. So the best way to do this is go to your landing page, and you want to make sure that the ad title is kind of relevant to what you're talking about. Okay, so the success system, it's kind of like a make money online, kind of like a business, it's just a pure biz op. So let's go back over then to Bing ads, and we'll just say we're going to do number 1, work from home. Let's see if it lets opportunity. So we'll just do number 1, work from home job. Now for our ad text, you can copy this as well. If you're not very good at ad title or ad copy, here's what you can do. Here's a tip. I'm going to give you guys a little quick tip. You can go to bing.com or whatever network you're advertising in. And here's how you can get good ideas for ad copy. You can even use Google as well. Let's just type in, work from home jobs. And what we can do is we can look at other ads and get ideas for titles. In some cases, you can just copy. So number 1, work at home, a 27 to 37 hour work at home. So like, for example, I might want to copy just this. So I'll copy this, go over to my Bing ad, and there we go, all done. All right, so here's where it sometimes gets tricky for people is they want to know the display and destination URL. So I'm going to go over to ClickMagick, and you're going to just copy this link. Now, this is your destination URL. Your display URL is basically the final URL, what the user sees. So your display URL is going to be, let's go ahead and paste it. It's going to be responsiveoffers.com. So you get this URL right here, responsiveoffers.com. This is where you're taking the users. Remember, ClickMagick is just your tracking. So we can put that as your display URL. That's what the user sees. Okay, and then for your destination URL, if you want to track keywords, which you do, you're going to add / to your URL, and then you're going to make this little tag, keyword. In case you can't see that, I'm going to put it right here in Notepad. Okay, let me go ahead and pull that up. All right, and show you what it looks like. So keyword right there. So that's the tag that you're using. So keyword right there, / keyword. Now other things that you can track in Bing, and anything you really want to track after that, you just use another bracket. There's a cheat sheet that we're putting in the resources tab. So of this training, if you go to the resources tab, and then it's going to be under you're going to see some cheat sheets available for you under the resources tab with tokens and things like that. I have this tab open as well, which is in ClickMagick, and this gives you some tokens like for Bing. There's Google AdWords. Here's all the Bing tokens. You got keywords, query string, which query string and keyword is basically the same thing, match type, and then there's ad ID. you're probably going to want to use ad ID as well. So very simple, and I'll show you how this works, is you're just going to go over to your Bing over here, and then you're just going to put in ad ID after it. So it's going to look like this. So this is what your URL is going to look like. This is going to allow you to track keywords and your ad ID, because sometimes you want to split test different ad titles. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and do some keyword research. Well, we have a couple of different options. We're going to go ahead and use the Bing one on here. So we're going to go to Keyword Planner. I'm going to go ahead and open this. So there's some tips. If you're not good at ad copy, go and kind of swipe someone else's ad copy, as long as you're not taking any brand names. That's going to really help you out a lot. So we're going to just type in, work from home jobs. You can put your landing page. I usually don't. I just do get suggestions based off of that. Okay, and then what you can do here is you can actually select, oh wow, this has a lot of search volume. So this is 980,000. We'll just take the top 3. You can take any that you want, and then you can go ahead and export it. Okay, and this is going to export in a CSV file. We'll just go ahead and open it. This is all Bing data. Another option is you can also use Google Keyword Planner and things like that to gather that information. So just give that a minute to load up. And this is going to give us some great keyword data. And it even tells you, another thing I want to point out, it even shows you the suggested bid and the competition. This is going to kind of give you a good idea for a starting point of where you should start with your bids. So here's all the keywords. What you can do is you can just scroll all the way down and select all these keywords like that. Copy it, and I'll minimize that. Go over to my other tab that I have open, and you're just going to paste those in there. Very simple, and click Add. Don't worry too much about the bids right now. We're going to be able to change all the bids because it's going to put in some really high defaults on some of these. Some of them are like $5. You don't want to manually go through and change that all. There's a faster way I'll show you. So just go ahead and click Save for now. Okay. All right, let's see. Might have gave us an error. Let's make sure. Nope, I think we're good. So yeah, we're on the next page here. So ad distribution. I would just remove the content network because you don't get very good quality in the content network. Being, this is only available in the United States, it still does that. So you just want to remove. You only want to stick in search, and you can do all search networks, which is what I recommend. Just do all search networks, and then you're going to leave everything else at the default. You're going to leave the default search, leave the default here. If you do want to look over this and change it, you can, but I recommend just leaving it at the default. And we're going to go ahead and click on Save. And there we go. We have our first campaign set up. You're going to want to click into it and change the keyword bids. So go ahead and click on that. And then you're going to go over to the Keywords tab. We're going to talk a little bit about ad groups too in just a moment. So we're going to go to Keywords. The first thing you want to do is change all your keywords. So what we're going to look is we have some great data here from Bing. It's saying the suggested bid is 23 cents. I like to go a little bit higher. This one's 27 cents, 26 cents. So we're going to just pick the highest of the 3. We're going to go 27 cents. Doesn't mean you're going to end up paying 27 cents a click. It's just kind of where you want to put your baseline. So we're going to select all rows and all pages because sometimes you have 800 keywords. So make sure you select all rows and all pages. You're going to go to Edit, and then you're going to click on Change Current Bids, and we're going to go ahead and lock in at 0.27 for now. Once again, that can change kind of once we get some traffic flowing in. And then give it just a second. It should update. We're going to stay on broad because what we're really doing right now is just collecting data. So I'm going to go over to my ad, and I just want to make sure that it looks good. So here's what it looks like right now. Work from home job. If I go and edit it, I can kind of see everything. There it is. Perfect. Awesome. Now, the way that you can see if this is working, you're tracking. Let me copy this and come over to a new tab. Okay. You have the keyword and the ad ID here. So what you could do here is, like, let's just say when a user searches something like, let's just say, the #1 work from home job. And let's just say the ad ID was, usually it's like a code in Bing, it's usually like 9235. Press enter. Okay, we'll actually give it a real live test here. Perfect, so it takes it to the offer. Now when I go over to ClickMagick, check this out. This is really cool. So I'm just going to refresh the page. This is for the success system. So now I have one unique click because remember, it's just me clicking right now, and 4 total clicks. If I click on the total clicks, check this out. There it is. That's what I just did right here. So the #1 work from home job, that was me testing it, and then I just put in some random numbers. Now this is how you're going to be able to track to see which keywords are converting, because remember, we're tracking with, if you set up the pixel already, when I start seeing actions here, what I can start doing is tracking everything that's getting actions. So when I finally see, oh wow, this is getting results now, then I'll be able to scale up and start removing keywords. So we'll come back to this, of course, as well. So I'm going to go back over to Bing Ads. Just wanted to show you guys the setup. What I recommend doing is creating at least 3 to 5 different ad copies for every campaign because you want to see what converts. So we're going to create another ad title. One thing that I recommend doing is using this in your ad title. It's the keyword tag. Now you can go to dynamic text and you can grab it there as well. So let's just say if I didn't type it in manually, you can just go #1 keyword. And now what this does, this is a really cool, kind of like a cool trick in Bing, is this actually will pull whatever the user searches. So if the user searches something like work from home survey jobs, then it's going to say #1 work from home survey jobs. So this basically puts in whatever the user types. So whatever the user types is going to show up here in your ad, which means it's a super relevant ad copy. You can actually do it down here as well. A good example, just like that. Keyword. You're going to leave your link the same in your display, and then you're just going to click Save and create another. So I always recommend creating at least one of those. It's good to have some supporting text, so it says #1, whatever the user searches, and then you can create some others. If you run out of ideas, if you just go over to Bing, you can kind of see what other people are using for their ads. #1 work from home. You can kind of go to a different page if you want to try this top 3 work at home. So we could try that. We could do top 3 work at home jobs, and we could put that in. Go back over. Okay, and we're just going to copy. Like I said, as long as you're not copying any brand names, you're fine. So I created 3 for this example. Okay, now it's at $5 a day. I'm going to speed this up so that way I can have it ready. I recommend leaving it at, if you're testing, you want to do $5 or $10 a day to test. And then if you go to, there's accelerated, which is going to spend your budget as quickly as possible. I don't recommend using accelerated in test mode until you actually have experience with your campaigns. You just want to use it on standard, which is going to try to spend your budget evenly throughout the day. Since I want to collect data really fast, I'm just going to up this to 30 and do accelerated, but I recommend that you guys leave it at $5 or $10 standard and just to start collecting data. So that's it. We're going to come back and still work more with this campaign, so I'll see you in the next video. And once again, thank you for watching. Hey, it's Chris, and welcome to part 2. It's actually been about 10 minutes since I recorded the last video, and I just wanted to kind of show you where we're at. So one thing you want to keep in mind is Bing and ClickMagick will probably never match up, meaning Bing is usually delayed in their reporting as to what it will show you. So I'm just going to refresh and show you. As you can see, there's absolutely no clicks or impressions yet, but ClickMagick does record in real time, so I'm just going to refresh this page. And if you remember in the last video, we had, I think, 4 total clicks and only 1 unique. Well, now we have 6 unique clicks and 9 total clicks. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. Obviously, some of these clicks are me, like this one right here. But we're actually getting, if you look here, we're actually getting people hitting our page. So here's what's really cool. We can see what people are searching to find us. So they typed in online jobs plus work home, home work plus careers. So the plus would just be a space. So free home job online work. So people search some weird stuff. Best work home jobs, assembly work home job. As you can see, we've had no conversions yet because if I go over to max bounty, I only had the original 250 that was in there. So there hasn't been any actions. So clearly I need to let this run to gather more data to see where my profitable keywords are coming from. Usually you're going to be collecting data for about 1 to 3 days. Sometimes you get all the data that you need soon and then you can start scaling up. So we're going to just pretend, that we already have all the data that we need. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to work with ad groups. So you have all these keywords, and let's just say it's been 3 days and you know what your winners are. You can create a new ad group doing what I would start with is phrase first. You're going to do phrase keyword winners. This is how you start scaling and optimizing your campaigns. So if you can see that this would, let's just say this keyword was giving you actions, this keyword was converting, best work home jobs, you can then start putting all your keywords over here, best work home jobs, ad, and then instead of doing broad, you're now going to go to phrase, and you're going to remove this as broad. And since you know this keyword converts, you can probably increase your bid on it a little bit. So maybe you're like, hey, this keyword is worth more to me. Let's just say we do 31 cents on it. Okay, so we originally started at 27. You can start increasing your bids on these winning keywords. And if the ad title was converting for you, just go over here. Let's see here, 155. This is the ad ID, which is also cool because you can see which ad IDs are getting a lot of clicks. It looks like the one that's getting the most clicks is the 155-644-8670. I'm going to show you where you find that information. So let's just say, okay, we're putting basically all we're doing is we're putting all our keywords that are converting into one group. So we'll do number 1, work from home job, and then you just copy the same one over. So let's actually go back over to our original ad group. I'm going to open that link in a new tab and just show you guys. You're going to have to let your campaign run a lot longer. Like I said, this was only running for 10 minutes. Okay, those numbers are ad IDs, and I'm going to show you how you read those. So we're going to go up to our ad that we originally started. Go to ads. I'll show you where this number ID is coming from. Okay, I'm going to zoom in so you can see this. Hopefully you guys can see this. Ad ID. So look, because we used, remember, let's go back to this. Remember what we used. We used this piece of code called ad ID, which we can actually know which ad is converting. So if you look over here, these numbers, 11556448670, well, if I go over to Click Magic, there it is, 115644867. So I know that a click came through. Someone typed in online jobs work home, and they came through clicking. They came through clicking this job, number 1 work from home job. So this is what they clicked. So that's how you can start to see, is you can see what ads people are clicking and where the conversions are coming from. Because after you get some data, I wish I would have let this run a little bit longer, but in a couple of days, 2 to 3 days, you're going to be able to say, hey, this is my winning ad copy and these are my winning keywords. So you're going to take your winning ad copy. I can't even talk. You're going to take your winning ad copy and winning keywords and put them into one group. So all I would do is just say, okay, this is my winner. I'm getting lots of actions on this. You can then go over and move that over into one group. Same thing, you're going to use the same display URL, same destination URL. So let's just go ahead and copy that over. Destination URL, and you're just going to keep making a list of all your converting keywords. Use the phrase match, and let's just say we had 30 solid keywords, because there's no point of bidding on keywords that are not converting. Once again, ad distribution, you're going to just take off the content network, leave everything else the same, and click on save. All right. And that's one of the ways you can optimize your campaigns, is putting it into phrase. You could do it for exact match too. I like to start with phrase, and then if I have a very clear winner, like let's say a lot of people search best work from home jobs and it's getting me just insane results, I could make an exact match. And it's the same process. If I was to go back over here, I can create a new ad group if I wanted to, and I can name it exact match. And let me just show you what you can do over here. So let's just say this was your winning keyword, best work from home jobs. Click add, and then we're going to change it from broad to exact. Just to be clear on what the difference is, broad means that someone could just type in, like work from home jobs 2016 is going to show up. Phrase means that someone could type in best work from home jobs in Texas, and your ad is still going to show up because it was part of the phrase. Exact means they have to type exactly just like it looks. So they'd have to type in best work from home jobs. So exact is usually valuable, especially when you have a very clear winner. And that's how you separate it. We usually start broad because we're just collecting data. In the beginning of any type of campaign, all you're doing is buying data. You're trying to see, okay, where's my traffic coming from? Which keywords are coming in? I just want to buy all the data. And then once you have the data, and we have all this great information here. In fact, let's just refresh since that campaign is running. Let's see if there's clicks still rolling in. There is. Now I'm up to 8 unique clicks. No actions yet. That's okay. That's pretty normal. You're just buying data. It looks like home plus work plus careers is getting 2 unique clicks. And this is going to keep stacking up. You're going to see this list get very, 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 very large as time goes by. Alrighty. And then let's go back over to Bing Ads. And that's kind of how you're going to scale up your campaigns as far as tweaking them. Another thing you can do, let's go back to our campaigns over here. I want to talk a little bit about negative keywords. So negative keywords are going to be very, very beneficial to you. And I'm going to show you how to do those. If you go to keywords and you go over here to this little area, let me just show you this. You click on keywords and then you're going to go to negative keywords. And I'll show you a good example why you'd want to use negative keywords. If you're selling a product, some obvious negative keywords that you'd want to remove are like free. If you don't want your ad to show up for people that type free, you can put that in your negative keyword list. After you collect data and if you can see, hey, what I realized after collecting data is when people have the word career in the search, I'm never getting any actions. So what you can do is you can say, hey, well, since nobody is converting on the word career, why don't I add that to my negative keyword list so that way it doesn't show up? Or if people are searching scam or fake or review, and let's just say these are things that you notice after collecting data that wow, a lot of people search that have this that have this word in the phrase that they're searching and I'm not getting any actions. You create a negative keyword list. So if you want free, career, scam, fake, review, and you can build out this negative keyword list as you collect data. Oh, and you want to of course put it on your campaign, which we only have the one. So now my ad should not show up to anytime someone searches free, career, scam, fake, or review. And that's going to be effective starting from this point forward. So that's a great way. Negative keyword can help you filter out, especially if you have freebie seekers and they type in, free work from home jobs or free this. Sometimes free, you don't get a very quality lead, especially when you're trying to sell stuff. So that's some more tips to scaling out your campaigns. You're just going to have to keep collecting data. Let this run at least 24 hours before you analyze. And you're probably going to realistically have to let it run for up to 48 hours. So in the beginning stages, it's pretty normal that you're either going to break even or lose money until you find your winning keywords. And that's it. So I hope this helps as far as tracking goes. If you have any questions, let me know and enjoy. Hi, welcome back. It's Chris Groves here with the Bing training. So far, let's just see where we're at now. We just left off. It's been about an hour since the campaign was created. On to the next video. As you can see, no stats have quite showed yet, so it is delayed. Let's actually click into it and see nothing is showing. That's not a problem. I'll go over to Click Magic. And I know for some people, it's going to be a little bit hard if Bing's not showing the tracks. It's kind of hard to track how much you're spending. That's just one of the drawbacks. It usually is delayed. But if you actually see here, I've had 30 unique visitors to my page, and I actually got a conversion. That's pretty exciting. So let's find out where that conversion came from. All right, so the only thing that's converted right now is home plus work plus careers from ad ID 1155644867. So I'm getting a 14% conversion there. So there's a possibility that I could scale up this keyword, but once again, Still too early, don't have enough data until I start getting more actions. So two things could happen. This could either just be an offer, a bad offer, and I'm going to have to go on and test another offer. But when you're testing, you should plan on spending $15 to $20 to test and just to get some data. But what's the cool part is once you do crack an offer, you can kind of scale a lot of offers infinitely. Um, and there's ways that you can increase conversion. So this is going to get a little bit more advanced. If you're not ready to do this step, you don't have to. This is just for those that are ready to go to the next level. We're going to talk a little bit about pre-sale pages or advertorials, whatever you want to call them. I'll give you some examples of advertorials and pre-sale pages. So here's some tips. Zip submits before an offer 90% of the time will help you. For example, let's just say you put you're promoting a work from home offer like this. You could put a zip submit in front of it where people enter their zip code, and you can build that page in InstaBuilder or any landing page builder, and then bam, when they go to the offer, they're more likely to convert because it's all about micro commitment. So I want you to keep that in mind. It may not make too much sense now if you're new, but if you start using zip submits in front of your offer, it's going to help you a lot with conversions. Another thing is like a clickable video or page. It can be very simply made. And then if you're building a page, you're going to need a privacy policy, disclaimer, terms of service. We're giving you templates in the resources tab of this training. So anything over there, just go to the resources tab of this training and you're going to be able to copy and paste pretty much everything. So with that being said, I want to show you an example in Bing. I did a search in Bing for lose weight fast, and I ended up clicking this ad right here. It says, want to lose weight fast, lose up to 42 pounds in 21 days. I want to show you this ad because this ad is promoting a CPA offer. It's promoting Garcinia Cambogia. I want you to look at this. So what someone did is they created a fake site. And when I say fake, I mean this is obviously not E or entertainment. They bought this domain, says healthierweightloss.net, and it has this pop-up that keeps coming up. And how they made this is they used a builder, or they downloaded the site. You could create this in InstaBuilder or any type of page builder, or you can actually just scrape the site, is what they call it, scraping. And it looks like an article. It looks like a kind of like a press release of of celebrities. That's what it is, and saying that they're using this product in here. And they link it multiple times. I want you to look at how many times they link the product. So here, they're promoting it here. They're promoting it here. And so this is a great way to pre-sell your visitors, because the user's clicking on here, they're going to read this article and they're going to say, wow, if this celebrity uses this product, I should use it too. And then they're going to click it, and sure enough, it's going to go over to a CPA offer. There you go. So they built that page just to sell this instead of direct linking. Now you're probably wondering, why don't they just direct link? Because a lot of times when you direct link, your conversions aren't very good. One of the ways that you're going to be increasing your conversions as you get more advanced is you're going to be using pre-sale pages. I'll tell you right now, all we do right now is we really don't direct link to anything. We'll direct link sometimes just to test, but in the long run, you're going to have to learn how to build pages to get this really profitable. You don't have to do it right away. If you're new, I recommend you stick to direct linking, because there's some campaigns that I gave you earlier, like the disability campaign, one-page offers that you can have really great results with and be really profitable with those campaigns, just direct linking. But as you get more advanced and you get out of your comfort zone, then you're going to want to start building pages. So that's basically how they built this. And all these images on the side are all linked. So basically anywhere the user clicks, even this is a fake menu bar. Watch, if I click the menu bar, it's gonna take me to probably the offer. Yes, it does. So there we go. That's gonna be an advertorial right there. There's lots of those. They're really common in weight loss, anti-aging, skincare, all those types of things. So just something to keep in mind briefly, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as well. Okay, so one thing you want to have on your page is a privacy policy. So I'm going to build a page with you in InstaBuilder, and there will be a link to InstaBuilder as well provided for you. You can grab that. It should be below this video as well. Here I am in InstaBuilder. I just put this on my domain here in WordPress, and I'm just going to go ahead and create a new page. Okay, I like to create from scratch. Now there's some great templates, so maybe there's a template that goes in line with exactly with what I want to promote. So let's go to Max Bounty, and I'm going to see if I can find an offer. and I'm going to use this pre-sale page with it. So let's log in and see. So there it is. There's that other conversion. So see, that shows you that it's working. All right, so I'm going to go over here to search campaigns. And let's just say I want to promote something from health. Search campaigns. And I'm just going to sort by highest EPC. And let's just let's see what there is available to me. Okay, once again, there's a lot that requests approval. I want to see if there's one that I can just grab that doesn't require any type of approval request. Let's actually see. Okay, perfect. So we can do this here. So first, let's look at the landing page and see what it looks like. Okay, perfect. Not too bad. So here's the landing page. Now we can build a page in InstaBuilder. And I'm going to walk you through it really quick. In fact, here we go. Let's do this one right here. There's a template we can use. And that's the great thing about having templates is that they're very easy to edit. You're going to need to add in here. The first thing you're going to want to get in the habit of doing is linking to your privacy policy, disclaimer, terms of service, all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just update this because that's very important. Bing is very picky about privacy policy. So we're going to go ahead and put that in there, privacy policy. Disclaimer, and then terms of service. All right. What I'll do, you're going to want to link, so you're going to have to create these pages yourself. You're going to have to create the privacy policy, disclaimer, the terms of service, and then you're going to just link to them. So, for example, your privacy policy would probably be www.yourdomain.com/privacy, right? And you only have to create these once. Okay, and then you're going to do the same for disclaimer and the same for terms of service. Okay, so you're going to create a headline here. Okay. Okay, and in this case, we would be building an email list. We would be collecting the leads. You could collect the user's first name and email, which is great because you can follow up with them. Okay, I'll show you how in my latest live report. Now, I'd recommend adding some more text to the page. That way you get a better quality score. One of the ways and one of the things in Bing that comes up a lot is quality score. And quality score has a lot to do with how much Bing is going to show your ad to. So the more text that's on your page, the better. So you can go and add more text here. The picture's not too bad, get fit now. And then you would link this up to your Aweber. And the way you do that is in Aweber you get this HTML code. So you'd opt-inform HTML code and you're going to put that right in here. So if we were to log into Aweber, we would create a list for that. So let me actually show you guys how to do that. Or if you don't want to do the list building part yet, like I said, this is a little bit more advanced. So I'm assuming you know how to grab the HTML code. If you don't want to collect the lead, but I do recommend collecting the lead, you could just do a button. So I'm going to delete this. And you're going to get more advanced with these pages as well. So let me just delete this button and show you. Like I said, if you're not ready for this, I'm going to just reemphasize this, then stick to direct linking in the basics until you get comfortable with building pages. This is something a little bit more advanced. So here I am, just drop the button on InstaBuilder. And then you can do something very simple like okay, and then that's where you're going to put in your target link, and that's where you're going to put in the offer URL. So in Max Bounty, I'd go to creative type, and this would be contextual. Contextual is usually anything like a banner or a button. Usually a visual element is contextual. So I can go back there and I can link that in there, and there we go. And then I would attach my tracking, of course, to this as well and follow through. So there's a lot I could do with this page, adding text, adding images, but this is the very basis of building a page, and then that's pretty much it. It's a little bit more advanced. So pre-selling your visitors, you're no longer direct linking. You now have control of the offers, and when you get even more advanced, that's where you can start building pages like this. And a lot of the times, people will just copy and paste each other. So what I would do for this would take me a while to build out, probably be a long video. This is just something I would pretty much copy all the images over, copy the headlines. I can just copy everything over to a page and link it to my offer. Okay, so this is in Bing, and you can see they're probably doing pretty well with it. If you notice at the bottom, they have some, these are fake testimonials. So this is, like I said, this is more advanced things. So that's kind of what it looks like as far as the advanced stuff in the Bing training. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. And those are some ways you can increase your conversions. Let me add that to the list. Advertorial is one way you can increase your conversions. It's used a lot. It's used by a lot of marketers, just a simple advertorial like that. A clickable video page, kind of like I showed you, that's more simple, on the simple side. And there's a zip submit, but zip submits work more for people searching for something. Like if someone's coming online and they're looking for jobs, or they're looking for cars, or they're looking for this, it has to make sense for them to enter their zip submit. It doesn't really make sense to have a zip submit for somebody looking to lose weight. Like, why would they have to enter their zip submit if they're going to lose weight? So it has to make sense. Other than that, these are some simple things, and your page needs all this, and there's going to be templates provided. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hello, it's Chris, and welcome back to the advanced training. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can spy on your competitors. There's actually a tool for that as well. But one of the things you already know how to do is you can go over to Bing, and let's just say you're running a survey offer. You can go type in surveys, and you can see your competitors' ads, which is great, right? You can see exactly what they're running. Let's just click on one here. Okay, so here's one of our competitors' ads. What we don't know is we don't know every ad that this competitor is running. We don't know every ad copy. We don't know all their keywords. There is a tool, though, that lets you find that. So the tool is called Espionage. And here's what it looks like. There's going to be a link below if you want to grab this as well. You can actually do a couple of searches for free, but you would have to upgrade to the full version in order to do unlimited. So let's just show you how it works in action. If this was your competitor, you can basically copy their domain name, and I'm going to bring it over here just to show you. This is what Espionage will look like when you land on the page. You click on Start Spying. Okay, and it gives you some pretty good data. It tells you how many keywords this person is using. So they're using 297 keywords. We can go to PPC keywords, and if we go, they're not running anything in Google, but they are running in Bing and Yahoo, obviously. And it kind of tells you approximately what they're bidding, the average search volume of each keyword, and the position, and how many days it's been seen. So it basically gives you a bunch of data. You can actually go through and sort all this data. You'd have to be logged in to see more, the full data. See, it only shows you a little bit. If you go to ads, they're using 103 different ads on Bing. That just goes to show you that they use a lot of different variations. The reason why you would create so many ad groups in Bing, I want you to think about this. When you find a campaign that's converting, the reason why you want to create a bunch of ads is you want to get as much traction as possible, right? Because there's a lot of searches per day, and Bing is going to show your ad that is the most relevant based on what the keywords the user searches. So if the user types in, I want to make $35 an hour online, and your ad doesn't have anything about the $35 in it, but this ad does, this ad is more relevant. So that's why they have numbers in here, 100% free. They have a bunch of different variations, and then you can actually see their best performing ads as well. You can see their competitors. If you go to PPC, once again in Bing and Yahoo, you can see all the competitors like SurveyMonkey, Swagbucks, and some of these guys are using 16,000 keywords. So here I am. Here's Espionage. If you want to grab it, there's the link below. and then the pricing. All you really need to do is start up with the $59 level if you're going to get it, and you just upgrade as you need it. I'm always, like I always said, always only start with what you need. In this case, you only need the $59 level, and then just upgrade as you need it if you plan on spying on your competitors. So I'm logged in right over here. This is what it looks like when you're logged in. Almost the same. I'm going to paste the domain in again, only this time because I am logged in, I'm going to be able to get all the data. So I can see how much search volume, how many keywords they're getting. Let's go to PPC keywords again. Go to Bing and Yahoo. Now here's what's really cool. If I want to copy my competitors' keywords, I can just select everything and click export. And then I can export it by either Excel or text. So I can actually export all the keywords in Excel, and then when I make my Bing ad, I can copy their exact keywords. So that's something to keep in mind, but I can see the search volume. Paid surveys at home has pretty good search volume, 1,000. You can kind of see what they're bidding. And keep in mind, these are exact keywords, top paid surveys. So you could put these in as either exact or phrase. You would not need to do broad because you basically already have the data. So with espionage, you're actually bypassing the step of buying the data on your own. So at $59 a month, it can be well worth it, especially spying on your competitors. So we can go here and see all their ad copies. They're using a ton of ad copies. Let's just scroll through briefly and see what ad copies they're doing. Now, some of them are the same. It looks like get paid $35 per surveys. Surveys for money. Okay, so they make slight variations. Surveys for money, make money on surveys. Just a lot of different ads, 100% free. So they're getting a lot of traffic. Why else would they create 103 ads? So that's just a ton of different ads. And it kind of shows you how relevant it is. The most powerful one is at the top. So as you can see, the AEI, which is Ad Effectiveness Index. Okay, and then competitors. So if you were doing more research, we can go over to the competitors tab, go to Bing and Yahoo. And I'm looking at SurveyMonkey. Let's just say I wanted to see what they were up to. Okay, they're using, let's go to PPC keywords. They're advertising in Google and Bing. So in Google, they're using 15,000 keywords. In Bing and Yahoo, they're using 4,795 keywords, 635 ads. It's a lot of ads. Same thing, landing pages. You can see all their ad copies in their landing pages. It looks like they're using quite a few different styles, and that's pretty normal, right? Because as a marketer, you're going to be split testing, trying different things, lots and lots of competition. And let's go back over to Bing again so that you can see how powerful this tool is. What this tool allows you to do, it allows you to see, one, what your competitors are doing. Two, it also allows you to export all the PPC data, all the keywords that you're using. You can export those and copy them right into your campaign. So you can find out who your top competitors are. We'll go back over here to Bing. So let's just go here to Bing, and you can see they were tracking too, because if you notice in the URL, you saw the phrase that I was searching. So if we go back and we type in weight loss, and we want to see, let's click on this one right here. We can also check out what these guys are doing. Sometimes, so they're using an advertorial like we talked about in the previous video. Let's see if we can get any data from them. Now, sometimes on smaller sites, you may not be able to pull up data, but let's try it. Okay, and this is a good example. This is either a newer advertiser or they haven't advertised enough for any data to be available. So there's really nothing showing. Typically, espionage will work on bigger searches or bigger sites like survey sites. This is obviously probably an affiliate like you and I, and as you can see, they're just advertising this product. So these advertorial pages, you're going to see these a lot. You're going to want to get really, really good at these. You're going to want to learn how to build these out. And once you build these out, there's really nothing different as far as setting up the campaign, as I showed you previously in Bing, other than your affiliate links are going to be scattered throughout. As you can see, they put the link and they reference it a lot. Just about every time you scroll down, you're going to see a bunch of links, and then of course they use the fake testimonials. So that's how you use espionage. That's the basic overview of it. There's a lot of great features here, and it's a great tool for spying on your competitors. You just put the domain in there. try it out. Try using it for free. Just to test it out. If you don't want to do the paid version at this time, put in a couple domains, see if you like it. And this is something that I use personally in PPC, and it's one of the ways that I'm able to gather so much data, and I'm also able to gather what my competitors are doing, so when I come over to Bing PPC, I can apply those to my campaigns. So hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.